Hi, Rob Lukey with Shop Prop Realty. If you're buying a property in the near future, certainly this year, in the foreseeable future, you're going to be required now to sign a buyer's agency agreement. It's important to know what this means. I mentioned this as of last year. I said this is going to be coming up and being rolled out in a variety of different states because of the lawsuits that were lost by the National Association of Realtors and other major firms where they were actually found guilty of keeping commissions artificially high. So states have put laws into place. Washington rolled this out effective yesterday, and you're going to be signing an agreement that looks something like this. This is a buyer's agency agreement. It's important to understand what you're signing and what it means, because you're going to be signing away some of your rights as well as your money. So the first thing it's going to do is talk about the firm you're doing business with. It's going to have whether or not you can cancel that agreement. This means you might be locking yourself into it with an agent that you might not want to do business with in the near future. With Shop Prop, you can cancel it any time. It's going to talk about who you're doing business with, Rob Lukey and team. It's going to talk about whether this dual agency, what happens in that situation, whether you're allowed to be a dual agent, if you're a listing broker and you're also representing the buyer, if you're going to be allowed to be a dual agent for that buyer. Talks about compensation. What is the compensation that we're going to get? Shop Prop has been transparent about this since the beginning. Now other agents are going to finally have to start being honest with what they're being paid. And what you'll notice with Shop Prop is we rebate the majority of the buyer's agent commission back to our buyers. But you should know that it'll be in here and the majority of people won't. So you're going to be paying those people that money, whether it comes out of the sellers, what the seller's offering or not. And I'll get to that in a second. So seller's compensation inside the agreement, in most purchase and sale agreements now, start Washington, Texas, you'll see it in other states as well. They have the compensation that your buyer's broker is being paid on the purchase and sale agreement. In here, it's going to talk about how that's being used. So in other words, for Shop Prop, credited to the buyer or paid to the firm, any amount greater than the compensation will be credited to the buyer on or after close. So you might be signing away if the compensation is less than, like the next line, you might be required to pay the balance. So pay some kind of compensation. So if you see in the purchase and sale agreement, seller's only offering 1%, you could be required to pay the other 1.5% out of your pocket if this is filled in at 2.5%. It's important to know what you're seeing. If you look at Shop Prop doesn't require you to pay that balance at all. We're not saying that, we're saying that if the seller isn't offering it, we're not going to collect it. So compensation terms, after even the expiration, there's a compensation after expiration that says that, hey, by the way, even if you buy something 60 or 90 days down the road, you could still owe me a commission as a buyer's agent. With Shop Prop, we have this at 0 days. And remember, just because you're signing a non-exclusive agreement that says that you can work with other agents, in most situations, if you don't have the ability to cancel, or if you have this situation that it's not 0 days, you could be required to pay both agencies. So even if the other buyer's agent says, okay, you can work with other agents, if two agents had potential claims on your commission, you could be required to pay both of them. Super important that you know what you're signing. This is good for buyers if you understand what you're signing. It also shows buyers how much they've been really paying in commissions. So I think it's important. Hope everybody looks at this, make sure what you're signing so that you're not being actually going into an agreement with an agent that you might not want to be doing business with long term. I hope this helps. Have a good one.